Hi, Trey. So let's look at this professional bio assignment and kind of compare some of the things. So if we look here, and there's fantastic reading on professional bios. There's great, I think some of the best sources are right here in the discussion. So make sure that you read that. But let's just look at the basic parameters of a professional bio, this assignment. And adhering to those parameters is key in professional writing, because if you want to publish a bio, if you want to put it on a platform or in some kind of publication, there are going to be parameters. There's going to be constraints like word counts and things like that, that if your bio or what you submit doesn't adhere to those, then it simply won't be published. And so it's important to really practice on writing within those parameters. And so reading through here, it offers some information, but simply going down to the deliverables. So everybody needs to produce 2 professional bios. One is going to be a long one and one is going to be a brief one. They're going to be written in third person. And also, if you read go over the videos and the content, a professional bio is an argument. You're making an argument. You are stating your skills. And then you are going to follow those up with the evidence of those skills. And that evidence needs to come in the form of concrete examples, naming businesses you've worked at, naming internships you've had, naming, new businesses that you've created. They're going to be very specific. It's going to be written in third person, very formal, very kind of objectively describing you and creating a brand, okay? But those are the basics, and there's very strict word counts. The long one can't be longer than 300 words. The brief one is only going to be a maximum of 100 words, okay? So if we look at these professional or the student examples, there's some great ones here. They each have, the word count. They have the 2 examples, and they're great. And let's see, let's look a little closer maybe on this one. And there's the opening paragraph that kind of introduces the individual and what their current situation is. And then they get into the argument, the skills and the evidence of those skills that they're going to bring to the table. So Jacqueline is an active member of her college campus as well as her community. Okay, that's a claim. That's her opinion about Jacqueline. But then she's going to bring in that evidence about, okay, how do you know? Prove that she's active in her college campus and her community. And so she starts naming names. She says exactly, what she has done. And then in those roles, what skills she has developed in those roles. Okay. Very specific, very detailed, written in third person. And again, in terms of her achievements, she's received scholarships, naming the scholarships. Okay. What has she received? Okay. Being very specific, and then going into her free time. All right. So that's what's expected here. So if we go over and look at yours right here, you open up with a good paragraph on, who you are as a student at ASU and what your major is. But then it gets into a lot more. Well, first of all, let me step back. First of all, this is only one bio. It's missing the second bio. And so that's automatically going to cut the points, in half. And also this is about 500 words long. So it exceeds the limit for the long bio by 200 words. And so that's also quite a big gap. That would not be accepted in a publication immediately. It would just be rejected simply because of word count, because of logistics. Okay. But when we look into the actual argument you're making here, there's no specifics provided. There really are no specifics. And it kind of goes between, third person and second person. And so there's these kind of vague, and it looks like they could be really strong points, but it's a lot more, you're telling your story. When I was young, I did this great thing. And I, made money, and I was had an entrepreneurial mindset, even though you don't name that. you kind of describe it. But the sentences kind of run on. Let's see, has had over many years being his own entrepreneur. So just read over the writing. By reselling clothes and sneakers, he'd, H-E''D, he'd buy from his money he earned, with money he earned that was given to him by birthdays or holidays. And so this isn't a professional. This is kind of talking about when you were young. This isn't kind of mentioning the professional experience that you've had. And tying that in with communication and the way to talk. It's just the writing. Read over your writing out loud. And if you're kind of bumping up or kind of tripping over the words, that's telling you that the sentence structure needs some work. The most recent thing Trayvon has gotten into and will be starting is his own. So you haven't started it yet. So just read over this. Offer concrete evidence. So this is really, it's interesting, but there's nothing concrete. There's no evidence here. There's no business labels. There's no clothing lines. There's no stores where you've gotten your clothing into. You need to, be very specific and concrete. Also here, Trayvon is a basketball guy. He likes to play with his friends. That's really not relevant in a professional bio. Other than that, Trayvon isn't that much involved at school. Ooh, not what you want to, provide in a professional bio. He is on an academic scholarship. What is that scholarship? Name that scholarship. Okay. And so that's what I'm saying right here. It's more of like a story. Hey, I'm kind of into this. Hey, I'm kind of into that. But it's not written as a professional bio. Remember, a professional bio states your experience, your skills learned from those experience, and the evidence of those skills by, things that you've accomplished and things like that. Look at the actual writing of those examples and kind of pattern after your bio after that. Okay. But mainly, at the very least, get in the 2 bios and adhere to the word count. And that would really help. Okay. Hope this helps.